Wait, did Kirk Frost and Young Jock just get caught in the biggest jaw-dropping controversy of the year that you're not ready for? A disturbing video has emerged, and guess what? These two reality TV stars didn't simply get into a petty fight. Dispute nope, they're now detained following a horrific violent brawl that has left everyone wondering all they know about reality TV. But there's a twist. You thought this brawl was genuine, right? Think again. This wasn't some spontaneous street brawl. It was all part of a wicked, twisted ploy to enhance viewers for the program. You heard me correctly. Producers, networks, and the whole situation were all managed. But that's not even the finest part. Former cast member Benzano is putting gasoline on this burning barrel of drama, threatening to release old material that might demolish the whole show's notoriety. Video demonstrates exactly how far the producers are prepared to go to manufacture pandemonium. For the issue now is whether Kirk Frost and Young Jock will ever recover from this public relations catastrophe. Their reputation has been irreversibly burnt to the ground. You won't believe the dark, sordid secrets we're going to reveal. Brace up because this is going to be crazy. All right, everyone, let's set the scenario. We have Kirk Frost and Young Jock, two of the greatest names in reality TV, are about to see their lives thrown upside down in a manner no one could have predicted. You may recognize them from the fabled world of love and hip-hop, where the drama never stops, and neither does now. These men have been making news for years. But it's not the normal love triangle or baby mother drama. Oh no, this time it's much darker and the story is thickening quicker than you can say. Ratings bump. So here's deal. Kirk Frost and Young Jock, two high-profile reality TV personalities, have reportedly been detained following a violent. What is the true story behind the brawl that was disclosed on social media? Was it a genuine dispute between two former friends who couldn't take it anymore? Or was there something far more sinister at play? Here's where it gets hold on tight, because this tale goes well beyond what you see on TV. If you know anything about Kirk and Jock, you know their background isn't exactly squeaky clean. Kirk Frost, oh my, don't get me started on him. If this guy's name, if it doesn't instantly conjure up visions of mayhem and drama, I'm not sure what will. Cheating scandals, DNA testing, his convoluted love life with Rasheeda. The man has been through it all. Young Jock, on the other hand, isn't far behind. For his showy demeanor and smooth-talking methods, he's been involved in plenty of trouble himself. Remember that full hair problem? Let's just say these two know how to get the tabloids buzzing. But what occurred here was not usual. Reality TV breakdown. This was no drunken rant or petty disagreement that could be handled with a heart-to-heart no. This was something big, and it wasn't simply a chance that it occurred at the right moment for the show's ratings today. If you're thinking to yourself, there's no way this fight was real, you're not alone. Since here's the but, this wasn't some spontaneous outburst that took everyone off surprise. Instead, it was all a premeditated action. We're dealing with a theatrical spectacular designed by none other than the show's creators. It's a whole fiction. You see, the producers behind the scenes are the true masterminds of this entire fiasco. Recognize something that most reality programs either don't want to admit or just pretend doesn't exist. Ratings are everything. And when your show begins to die out, what do? You resort to the most dramatic and surprising, whatever you can think of. You get your stars to collide, you get them to burst on camera, and you create a massive mess that the globe can't look away. And you've got yourself some primetime drama that will keep the viewers captivated. This isn't the normal manufactured fight when two cast members merely, rather than pretending to throw punches for the cameras. This one was genuine and deadly, according to unidentified sources. Let's face it, in this industry, everyone is a source. The producers placed Kirk Frost and Young Jock in a room and said they acted as if everything was out of control and then pushed them over the brink. And guess what happened? The cameras were rolling, the atmosphere was high, and the battle was crazy. But here's the thing, they weren't genuine fights. Guys were acting for the play, but things got out of hand when that footage reached social media. People were horrified, disgusted, and persuaded that these two guys were indeed about to prison for what they just did. The buzz surrounding the battle was so big that it had everyone wondering what in the world just occurred, but behind the turmoil, the producers were smiling all the way till the bank ratings were over the sky. And the network was applauding the controversy they had so cleverly engineered. But here's the issue. The public had no idea it was a hoax. And when the video emerged, things began to spiral out of hand. There were claims that Kirk Frost and young Jock had been imprisoned, that their careers may be wrecked, and how the love and hip-hop brand was about to be slammed with one of its greatest scandals ever. But as usual with reality TV, things are seldom as easy as they seem. This was no ordinary fight, but a fully calculated ploy to maintain the while the producers were high-fiving one another for inventing this, the real drama began. They overlooked one key item, Benzano. You know Benzo, the previous cast member who's been part of the show's turbulent past. Well, Benzano wasn't just sitting quietly by while all of this went on. Oh no, he had his own plan. Strategy that would transform this manufactured fight into an even greater PR catastrophe, as Benzano was supposedly ready to reveal old film that would disclose all about the show's manipulating practices, old footage that some claim showed precisely how the producers were behind the fight, how they drove Kirk Frost and young Jock to the brink, knowing precisely what would happen once the cameras began rolling. This film would ruin the reputation of not only Kirk and Jock, but the whole love and hip-hop enterprise, and the turmoil was no longer restricted to the television screen, was poised to cross over into the real world. With Benzano threatening to reveal these bombshells, the internet already blazing with gossip and conjecture, the scene was set for an enormous scandal. But hold on, we're not done yet, because what comes next might be much more explosive than you can think. Okay, let's take a thorough dive into the consequences of this whole Kirk Frost and young Jock incident. The internet is already losing its mind, and it's just getting wilder as fresh information come to light. We already know the false fight between these two former buddies, which was meant to be a ratings booster, has entirely backfired. But the makers didn't. Benzano was playing his own hand in this whole circus. And when it comes to reality TV controversies, this is just the top of the iceberg. Let's break this down and connect all the dots, shall we? As we've mentioned, Benzano, the former reality TV troublemaker, had had enough of being pushed to the sidelines. He wasn't going to sit back and watch the producers make a mockery of the whole program, according to extremely sketchy unnamed sources, because in the realm of false news, everyone is a source. Benzano understood precisely what was going on behind the scenes. The producers had lured Kirk Frost and young Jock into this battle for the purpose of ratings, and he wasn't having Benzo supposedly possess video so scandalous that it would shatter the basis of the program and expose the puppeteer's creators used previous video of altered settings, which was phony. Confrontations, and more significantly, the truth about how the producers had arranged the entire situation. This wasn't just some on-the-spot drama for the cameras. This was intentional manipulation aimed to make the viewers believe the genuineness of these claimed beefs. Can you picture the mayhem this generated when the murmurs began to spread? The audience had already eaten up this false brawl between Kirk Frost and young Jock, believing it was genuine. But now Benzo, when threatening to release these bombshell records that would entirely reveal the truth, imagine how the producers were sweating at this point. The pressure was immense. But the real kicker here is that if these records are released, explain how the creators manipulated the circumstances. They will show the public that the whole reality TV program genre is based on created chaos. These programs aren't genuine. They're choreographed, produced, and managed to the utmost. But the world didn't know that yet. As soon as news got out about Benzo's purported videos, the internet went. Fans and watchers who had been glued to their televisions for years felt deceived. And it wasn't simply random spectators with no skin in the game. These were devoted followers who believed in the drama they were seeing. Didn't realize that everything from trivial disagreements to explosive confrontations was meticulously arranged to keep them coming back for more. Public response was fierce. People were upset, particularly when the released film starting to appear. And if you thought the battle between Kirk Frost and young Jock was startling, wait till you can see what the makers were concealing. The leaked film didn't simply demonstrate the manipulation behind the scenes, also shown the extravagant spending, corruption, and abuse of power that the producers exercised over their stars. This wasn't simply a program about love, conflict, and betrayal. It was a company that lived on exploitation. The talent was manipulating its audience and doing whatever it needed to earn a profit, but the producers weren't. About to sit back and allow Benzano have the final word, they hurriedly refused and did everything they could to conceal up the situation, but their efforts were unsuccessful. Once Benzo's recordings were out, there was no going back. The cat was out of the bag, and the public reaction was fast, vicious, and unforgiving. But let's take a minute. Discuss the actual stars of the scandal, Kirk Frost and young Jock, two guys who were previously admired by their followers because their tumultuous lifestyles and love triangles were now at the heart of a controversy from which they couldn't escape. Fans have been astonished and riveted to their screens when the battle initially aired, seeing these two guys slash into one another. The footage of the brawl went viral within hours, and people began drawing their own judgments about what happened. Was it truly a heated altercation between two guys who had reached their breaking point? Scripted catastrophe planned to pull in viewers for the upcoming season of Love and Hip Hop? The Globe didn't sure what to expect. Believe, which is precisely what the creators intended. The brilliance of reality TV resides in its ambiguity, keeps viewers wondering, keeps them immersed in the action, and gives them the impression that they are watching something unfiltered and unedited. But as the truth began to come out, the audience was split. Could they ever trust reality TV again? Not only were fans losing faith, but the whole industry felt the heat of this controversy, including networks, advertisers, and even other reality stars began to doubt the legality of these programs and how much of what they were viewing was truly true, and more crucially, how much of what they were supporting was just manipulation for the purpose of ratings. The public response was nothing short of combustible. Viewers rushed to social media to call out producers are demanding answers and perhaps boycotting the as the incident surrounding Kirk Frost and young Jock. As events develop, it becomes more evident that their careers and reputations may never recuperate. But what's next for them? And what about everyone else entangled in this web of deception and betrayal? So let's break it down. First, let's speak about the legal repercussions when Kirk Frost and young Jock may have believed they were merely going along with the ratings-boosting strategy. But the consequence is Benzo's stolen tape has shown a labyrinth of corruption and manipulation that goes much beyond what they expected. Beyond the struggle between these two, the producers, who coordinated the whole manufactured confrontation, have discovered the public outrage was no longer limited to Kirk Frost and young Jock. They were now under investigation. It was about the individuals behind the scenes, and when the public gets a peek beyond the curtain of reality TV items, can go south very soon. Now, I'm sure you're wondering what they're going to do about it. So let's take a guess. Lawsuits, oh yes. The legal teams are already lined up ready to throw the book at everyone involved. Benzo isn't going to let this go either. He knows how powerful he is now that he has those recordings in his hands. Kirk Frost and young Jock may not be the only ones facing a crisis. He has power and is not hesitant to use it. Producers may find themselves in hot water for more than simply influencing their actors. They are likely to face serious financial ramifications and maybe even criminal accusations, conspiracy to deceive the public. Fraudulent deception, you bet it's in the cards, and the legal landscape will be a nightmare. We can already picture the attorneys pulling out all the stops to try and get ahead of this tragedy. But be genuine, Kirk Frost and young Jock are going to wind up with a shattered reputation that no amount of public relations will heal. They may attempt to save their careers with apologies or comments, but the public will not forget this so easy. But the ramifications don't end there. What about the network and the producers who are now directly linked to the scandal? And there's no way they can avoid the response. Probes, investigations, and restructuring are all on the future. It's not only about the cast anymore, but about the whole infrastructure that permits these types. Such poisonous manipulative plans to occur. The filmmakers may have felt they could get away with fabricating a fight for the sake of ratings, but now they're on the hook for everything. Image this. The network executives who greened this whole operation is now under immense strain, and if any of them get caught up in it, it may lead to significant shakeups, resignations, perhaps fire producers, and business reorganization are all real possibilities, so let's not forget the program itself. The reality TV sector is already suffering with a tremendous credibility issue. Survive on the appearance of authenticity. If consumers start doubting the integrity of what they're watching, we could observe the downfall of a whole genre. So what happens to the network? How would they handle this issue as a chance to clean house, or will they double down and attempt to cover it up? Time will tell, but it's not only is the program feeling the pressure, but sponsors and marketers are already racing for reality TV projects. Enormous business, but not when they're caught up in scandal. Major businesses who have connected themselves with this program, no one wants to be connected with a scandal of this size. Therefore, sponsors may remove their funding and advertising may shift their attention elsewhere, resulting in less chances for everyone involved. Let's concentrate on the stars for a moment. Kirk Frost and young Jock have spent years cultivating their reputations, while participation in this phony conflict may turn out to be their ruin if they ever return to the public limelight. Maybe after this, but it's going to be a long road. Rehabilitation will take more than just a handful of interviews or an apology. They're going to need to display true regret, accept responsibility, and somehow recover the public's confidence, which is easier said than done. The public's view of these two individuals has already transformed. Perceived as reality TV mainstays, liked, reviled, but above all entertaining, today they're considered as puppets, controlled by producers for the purpose of entertainment. Sure, fans may forgive them eventually, but the media won't allow. Kirk Frost and young Jock will have to confront the reality of being revealed as pieces in the game. Don't even get me started on the fans that believe they were watching. Real drama is now questioning everything. Were those tears real? Were those fights real? Were the connections real? If we're being honest here, reality TV viewers are cruel. They have short memories, yet they'll never forget what happens to the fan base when the curtain is drawn back and the magic act is revealed. They could turn their backs totally, or maybe they'll keep coming back for more. After all, we live in an age when scandalous entertainment reigns supreme, and some individuals enjoy nothing more than a good old scandal. Kirk Frost and young Jock may just find themselves in the same loop they were in previously, continuously being hauled back into the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. The greater issue here is, how will Kirk and Jock rebound? Can they recover, or will they be eternally soiled by the scandal? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: this catastrophe will have long-lasting consequences for everyone concerned. So we're left wondering what happens when the globe realizes how false the drama is. Will the public tune out or keep watching, invested than ever in the contrived turmoil? You, the spectator, can have an opinion on this. Are you ready to watch these two rebuild their lives and professions, or will you go on to the next controversy? Kirk Frost's fate, Jock, and the whole reality TV business may be in your hands. Stay tuned, because we'll be bringing you all the delicious information. But before we close up, I have a couple of hot questions for you. Do you believe these guys can ever redeem themselves, or is this controversy the beginning of the end for them? Tell us in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more exclusive insights on the world of false reality TV drama. And there you have it, people, the jaw-dropping story. Kirk Frost and young Jock believed they could fake a fight for ratings, only to find themselves entangled in a web of falsehoods and repercussions. But the narrative is not ended yet, and we want to hear what you think. Do you trust Kirk Frost? Can young Jock ever recover from this big incident? Or is this the ultimate nail in the coffin for their reality show? Drop your opinions in the comments below, and let's get the discussion started. But don't go. If you thought this tale was outrageous, just wait till you see what we've got next. Make sure to click subscribe, enable alerts, and join the family, since we're just getting started. Insiders get access to more exclusive stuff, scoops, and the largest entertainment. Stories you won't find anyplace. Otherwise, make sure you remain tuned. Press that like button and prepare for the next shocking disclosure. See you in the next video, where we go further into the realm of phony reality TV dramas. If you don't want to miss it, subscribe today by hitting the ring, and let's keep this roller coaster going to visit you shortly.